Welcome back, guys, to the Spurgeon Piper. This is Wilson with you. This week we're covering a topic I've wanted to cover for some time, and because it's made a significant difference for me in my enjoyment of pipe smoking and how I read, how I study, how I teach or prepare to teach or preach or what have you, and that is smoking inside a study or an office. And in mine here is a room isolated or cut off, enclosed away from the rest of the house and household. And so I want to go over three simple ways you can set up your own room just like that. I know there's a good bit of you who are interested in this. I've received a lot of emails or messages pertaining to this topic. So we're going to cover that this morning. And keep in mind, what I am going to cover is how you can have a room set off from the rest of the household. So it's a man cave, it's an office, whatever you want to call that room, that keeps the aroma, smell, the smoke away from the rest of your family and the rest of your house, and does something with that smoke to get it out of your area as well. So let's start with number one, and number one is very easy. I probably don't even have to tell you this, but that is simply open a window. I think for most of you, this is going to be sufficient. You probably don't smoke maybe once to twice a week, just based off of polls I've taken on myself on my channel. And if that's the case, simply opening a window in the room you're in will take care of the job fairly well. Please keep in mind, if you're not used to having pipe smoke around you, maybe you mostly smoke outside, maybe you're just starting off with pipe smoking, it doesn't stick like cigarette smoke, which is what we often have in mind. It's a different beast. And so simply having a window open while you smoke will get rid of that smell as well as bring in fresh air. And if you really want to go further than that, open two windows on opposite sides of the room if you have that luxury, or even in the house, and it will pull in new air from outside, and it'll bring it through the house, and you can see it leave your area. And so for many of us, that's sufficient. If you're smoking once or twice and you'll be done for most of the time, that's going to take care of most of that smell. I've been in a number of houses of pipe smokers who do that, and you would never tell that they had any smoking activities in their house whatsoever. So number one, simply open a window, and that will take care of things. Going on to number two, and this is an extra step we can take, whether we just want to be more secure in closing off our room, or maybe you smoke a bit more often, and that is using weather stripping. As you can see here, I did buy this off Amazon. You can check out a link below if you want to look yourself. You can find it at your local hardware store. Both options fairly inexpensive. And what I used this for was to place it along the side of my door against the door frame, so the crack that is made between both is closed off. Because as you can imagine, and you can assume yourself, eventually smoke does exit out of the room even as the door's enclosed through the cracks on the bottom, on the top, on the sides of the door. And so I went ahead on the bottom, top, and sides, put this weather stripping on to enclose it off, and it does a very excellent job in keeping it in. Obviously, we may walk out of our room occasionally if we have to, unless you have like a bathroom and what you need inside your room. But it does a great job when you're in here, keeping the smoke inside the room, and so you can enjoy it without feeling like it's exiting the room itself into the rest of the house. So number two is a fairly inexpensive way, very inexpensive way to further increase the enclosure of your home, or of your room rather, and it costs $10 to $20 or so. You can also get it to match the color of your door, depending on where you buy it from as well. But going on to number three, and one of the more substantial differences or additions you can add to your room is an air purifier. When I first started smoking inside a room years ago, I did for a couple of months without an air purifier, and even though a window would take out a lot of the smoke, there was still somewhat of a residue that still stayed behind, and some of the smoke would still linger for a bit. So I did get an air purifier, and it made a lot of difference. And I've tried a lot over the years of different sizes and brands, and one I use now that I'm really satisfied with is by Membrane Solutions. Membrane Solutions, a large room HEPA air purifier, can clean rooms up to 1,590 square feet. It's suitable for any room or enclosed spaces such as bedroom, living rooms, offices, studies, man caves. Ideal air purifier for large homes as well. The filter system captures pet dander, smoke, allergens, dust, pollen, bad odors, mold, viruses, and bacteria. And it also helps with common allergies like sneezing, coughing, irritated eyes. And on top of that, it's one of the quietest purifiers I've ever had. So I've had a number from bigger than this, smaller than this, and this by far is the quietest one, which is quite nice to have on hand. If you like to get your own or simply get more information, check in the description box below, which will include a discount code for Spurgeon Piper viewers. Well guys, those are just 3 tips that you can quickly get a room set up, safely smoke and enjoy your smoking experience inside your own study or man cave, office, what have you. A simple window open, weather stripping along a door, an air purifier are things you can get on hand fairly quickly, or things you can do fairly quickly. If you have questions or comments, you have additions, please leave them below. I'd love to know more about them. Well guys, that's all I have this week. I hope you're doing well and you're blessed, and we'll talk to you very soon.